Tonight, the push for change. Ball State President Jeffrey Mern standing in solidarity with dozens of students following last week's deadly shootings at Atlanta area spas. This, as similar events are held across the country, remembering the victims.
Another wave, Americans getting vaccinated, but spring break travel striking fear of a massive spike in cases. The warning from doctors.
Border closed, the Biden administration shutting down the U.S.-Mexico border, why his team thinks the closure was needed.
Finding the perfect home, we'll tell you why it might be harder than you think. And how's your bracket doing? The latest on March Madness action. I'm Catherine Segal.
And I'm Tyler Brumman. Not gonna lie, my bracket is busted, but you know what? We're hanging in there, plus up to the minute weather conditions. This is Delaware County's only live TV newscast.
From the heart of Ball State University, live from the Unified Media Newsroom, NewsLink Indiana starts right now.
But first tonight, we're keeping an eye on some breaking news. We want to take you right now to Boulder, Colorado. This is some scene video from earlier this evening. We're learning new information as we're coming on the air tonight. We learned that a police officer and multiple other people are dead after a person started shooting up a supermarket there in Boulder, Colorado. Police responded to the scene around 3 p.m. local time. They've been asking people to stay away from the area and to shelter in place. Like we said, multiple people dead. The exact number right now, we don't know. We don't know how many people are injured. This is obviously a developing situation here. Witnesses saying tonight, it's shocking to see this happening in their city.
Boulder feels like a bubble, and the bubble burst. And that's heartbreaking to think that people died in this today. And you know, it doesn't feel like there's anywhere safe anymore sometimes. So, and this feels like the safest spot in America. And I just nearly got killed for getting a soda, you know, and a bag of chips.
And of course, an emotional reaction right there. And right now, officials are holding a briefing. I'm being told that reporters are asking questions, so that's kind of the part of the briefing that they're in right now. Of course, we're going to keep tabs on what's happening and what the officials are saying. If we get more information here this evening during this newscast, we'll be sure to pass it along. Of course, we've also got the latest tomorrow right here on NewsLink Indiana. Thank you so much for being here with us on this busy Monday night. Students at Ball State tonight saying enough is enough as attacks against Asian Americans increase.
The Asian Student Union led a memorial near the Bell Tower following the attacks at Atlanta area spas that left 8 people dead.
So University President Jeffrey Mern saying tonight that BSU will keep pushing for equity and inclusion, and he's urging students to join that effort. Just before noon on Monday, the sound of bells from Schaefer Tower ringing through the air. A picture-perfect sky above, but back on the ground, moments of sadness and reflection. Monday's memorial led by the Asian Student Union. Ball State President Jeffrey Mern and Provost Susanna Rivera Mills among the university officials joining the gathering on McKinley Avenue.
I wanted to show my sympathy and express my condolences to the families of the victims who were killed last week in Atlanta.
The images emerging just 1 week ago, flashing lights and the start of investigations at 3 different spas. 21-year-old Robert Long, accused of pulling the trigger, killing 8 people, 6 of them Asian women. Police say it's too early to know if the shootings were racially motivated, but President-elect of the Student Government Association, Tina Wynn, says the suspects' actions speak for themselves.
I would feel safe to say those are hate crimes targeted towards the Asian community. The assailant was not just having a bad day, it was a hate crime.
Wynn and her team are preparing to be inaugurated in less than a month. She feels conversations about race cannot wait any longer.
Have those uncomfortable conversations. And I feel like without the Asian Student Union here today making those uncomfortable talks, we would not have a demonstration like this.
While investigators keep digging for answers, Mern says no matter the motive, he hopes all violence can be stopped.
It's important for us to see how the investigation develops, but to me it's that it is not necessarily material or determinative of what was the motive, and that's why, again, it was important for us to condemn violence against all people.
I do want to mention that I was unable to get an interview with a representative from the Asian Student Union. Mearns and Wynn both say they hope today's memorial can lead to progress and conversations about racism.
And these memorials didn't stop in Indiana. Across the country, people have been gathering in solidarity for the victims. Several states have been holding vigils or protests to combat against Asian American hate. In New York City, rally-goers gathered in Chinatown to protest the AAPI hate they have seen or experienced in the city.
Because I'm Asian and I'm a woman, and if I don't stand up for myself, then no one else will. So that's why I'm here. And I want people to finally hear us, for us, not only when we're trending.
Several state officials also speaking out and promoting solidarity, including Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, who outlined the mistreatment against Asian Americans due to COVID-19.
Make no mistake, the state of Illinois recognizes that this was not an isolated incident. It was a year where the Asian American, and Pacific Islander communities experienced racist scapegoating for the COVID-19 pandemic. A year in which advocacy groups documented a surge in anti-Asian hate incidents, particularly against women.
1 in 4 Americans have witnessed Asian people get blamed for the coronavirus pandemic. That's according to the newly released USA Today and Ipsos poll. The nationwide survey was taken Thursday and Friday. 25% of Americans reported witnessing anti-Asian harassment in recent weeks. Nearly half of Asian Americans say they've seen it. While 57% of those surveyed describe the coronavirus as a natural disaster, 43% believe a particular organization or people is responsible for the virus.
Let's talk about the coronavirus here on this Monday night. CDC data shows almost 25% of people in the U.S. have gotten at least one dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. That's nearly 83 million people, the CDC saying today more than 126 million doses have been given out nationwide. These most recent numbers bring the 7-day average to 2.5 million doses a day. According to the CDC, upwards of 1 in 8 people, or about 45 million, have been fully vaccinated.
The United States is at a crossroads in the coronavirus pandemic. As more Americans get vaccinated, more people are traveling, partying, and leaving masks at home. Health experts fear another surge is on the horizon if the nation doesn't act fast. Many young adults have been flocking to Florida for spring break, causing out-of-control crowds that overwhelm Miami Beach. The partygoers are mostly maskless and shoulder to shoulder. Miami police have even needed to fire pepper balls into the crowd to break it up, and the city has extended its curfew. While more Americans are getting a vaccine and cases are falling, health officials are still worried about the variants and a potential surge.
We are at a critical point in this pandemic. I am worried that if we don't take the right actions now, we will have another avoidable surge.
And as you know, we didn't have a spring break here at Ball State, but the weather was looking really nice today. Sun was shining. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, spring break is underway, but unfortunately, like you said, we don't get a spring break, but it would be a nice day to have one. Natasha Leland, spring-like weather, we love it around here, right?
We do love spring-like weather, and the rain makes it feel like spring. We actually saw over an inch on Thursday, but it was sunny the last few days. However, we're going to start to see more rain move into the forecast as we go throughout the week, and our next best chance of rain is going to come tomorrow. I'm going to have that timed out for you tonight in my full forecast.
All right, Natasha, looking forward to it. Thank you. The Biden administration closing the border between the U.S. and Mexico. This decision comes as a major surge of migrants are straining resources already under pressure because of the pandemic. U.S. Customs and Border Protection detained nearly 9,300 unaccompanied children last month, almost doubling January's total. Thousands are being held in facilities for more than the 72 hours that's allowed by federal law. The Department of Homeland Security expects the number of migrants at the border to soon hit a peak not seen in the last 2 decades. Republicans say President Biden hasn't come up with the solutions just yet since overturning some of the Trump administration's immigration policies.
Seen a plan. They talk about humane conditions, humanitarian. They have created a humanitarian crisis down here at this border.
Let's have rapid adjudications at the border. This was a pilot program started in the Trump administration. It was stopped. Let's put that back in place.
No word yet on when the White House will reopen the border, but there is some progress being made on the DREAM Act legislation, which would provide a pathway to citizenship for undocumented immigrants who were brought to the U.S. as children. Senate Majority Whip Dick Durbin says he is close to getting the Republican votes needed to advance the measure. We'll keep you updated.
Isabel Guzman was sworn in as Small Business Administrator Monday. Vice President Kamala Harris administered the oath to Guzman. In her new role, Guzman will oversee the almost $700 billion Paycheck Protection Program. She'll also have a key role in implementing the Biden administration's $1.9 trillion COVID relief law. Guzman is a former California small business advocate who was also a deputy chief of staff under former President Obama. She enjoys bipartisan support with an 81-17 vote to confirm from the Senate.
Building a dream next right here on NewsLink, how Habitat for Humanity is changing how they do one of its yearly events.
And a popular automaker is adding new vehicles to its collection, how they have adapted one of those after the break.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, Mitts will take you there.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. We want to let you know that we are keeping an eye on that breaking news and continuing to monitor the situation. We just found out the only other injury is to the suspect. That person has been taken into custody. Of course, we'll continue to keep you updated. But again, multiple people are dead after a shooting at a supermarket in Boulder, Colorado. The latest information tomorrow right here on NewsLink Indiana. Switching gears now, Muncie Habitat for Humanity is hosting its annual Dream Builders Breakfast fundraising event via Zoom this year. So obviously it's going to be different because of the pandemic. The organization says the event is going to be on April 29th at 8 in the morning, and it will give a look at the homes of 3 partner families. The Dream Builders event focuses on working with those families to give opportunities to live in safe neighborhoods with no interest mortgages. Habitat leaders say it's important for the university as well as the community to get involved.
We also have a few volunteer groups that come out from Ball State, so student activities groups, sororities, things like that. So we love working beside Ball State students, and any way that you want to be involved, we can set you up with a way to get involved.
Sounds awesome right there. The local affiliate has served over 200 families over the past 35 years. For more information on how to join the breakfast, you can go to Habitat for Humanity's Facebook page. Catherine?
And moving forward, home buyers may be having trouble finding their perfect home. The National Association of Realtors says inventory of homes for sale was at a record low last month. A little over 1 million homes were for sale in February. That's a record drop of about 30% from a year ago. At the same time, the median home price is now 16% higher than a year ago at $313,000. While home buyers are struggling, the news is good good for those selling. Experts say properties on the market are selling quicker than last year.
Also in consumer news tonight, Jeep is unveiling an all-electric concept vehicle. The reveal will be at its upcoming Easter Jeep Safari. This is when fans flock to the annual event in Utah to drive their four-wheelers in the canyons. It sounds like a lot of fun. They also get to see Jeep's new products. This year, the automaker is releasing a fully electric two-door Wrangler. The engine and fuel tank have been replaced with an electric motor and batteries. This is one of 4 vehicles that will be unveiled. The others include a gold retro-style Jeepster, as well as a compact pickup and an orange Wrangler. How cool is that, Natasha? We've been talking dream cars. Mine's a convertible, and I would love to go driving in this weather. Yeah, top down and everything.
Well, there is rain on the way, so I don't know how much you'll want to drive a new car in that. But I'm going to have more about that in my full forecast.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Emotes say a lot, but they can't say it all. Think your guildmate is struggling? Try these dialogue options. Go beyond emotes. Check in with your guildmates at seizetheawkward.org.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting.
And even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together,
we should still make an effort.
We should still make an effort
to get to know each other
on a deeper level. Father,
cosplayer,
mentor,
actor.
It's time we take a step forward.
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together
and discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
It was gorgeous this past weekend. We saw those warmer temperatures and all that sunshine. However, as we get into this week, we are going to see more rain. You see, the next 5 days, there's a chance for rain through Friday, and our best chance of rain is going to come on Thursday. In fact, we're seeing some clouds moving into our area right now. We're going to see overcast skies overnight, and that's all ahead of a system that's off to our west. That's going to be bringing in some rain by the time we get into tomorrow night. Not really going to be impacting our temperatures much though. In fact, right now we're sitting pretty comfortable. We're 60 in Bloomington, 61 in Lafayette, and it's 61 degrees currently here still in Muncie. Tonight, with the clouds moving in, we're not going to cool down too much. We're going to see that low around 48 degrees. And that rain, as I mentioned, moving in tomorrow. If we look at precision cast, you see those clouds. We're going to see partly cloudy skies for most of the day tomorrow, and then scattered showers. That's going to start popping in around midnight. They'll stay scattered throughout the night. Could hear a few rumbles of thunder there, and then by the time we get into Wednesday afternoon, the sky's going to clear, and we're going to see sunny skies once again. Now, totals from this, only going to see about 1/10 of an inch in most places. Off to our west, we are going to see those higher totals from this system coming in. And if we take a look at our Tuesday, we're going to see that high of about 64 degrees. Those sunny skies for most of the day, so it is still going to be pretty pleasant. And we are going to see those scattered showers in the evening, that chance of rain 40%. Now, as I mentioned earlier, Thursday is our best chance of seeing some of that rain. And you can see that here. We're going to see heavier rain possible and more thunderstorms associated with that system. However, it's too far out to say totals at this point in time. But by the time this moves through on Friday morning, we're going to see mostly clear skies by the time that comes. Now, if we take a look at the mid 7-day forecast, after that system moves in on Thursday, we're going to see those temperatures really drop. You're going to see temperatures all throughout the 50s by the time we get into the weekend. 50 degrees on Monday just for the high, but sunshine will start to go back into the picture there. So I don't know, I'm not really liking that rain, but you might want to keep that umbrella handy.
Yeah, the positive though, on Wednesday getting close to 70 degrees. You like that, right?
Oh, I am so into that.
Yeah, I'm so for those temperatures that get close to 70 degrees. Natasha, thank you so much. Vinny, we're talking March Madness, right?
Absolutely, and one Ball State sport is undefeated in conference play. We'll tell you who. And March Madness galore, Tyler will have the latest in scores and highlights and more. Stick around, we'll be right back.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to the shelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to the shelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Problems. The ones nobody talks about at cocktail parties. We go looking for them. No matter the obstacles, no matter the odds. We surround a community's most critical problems, and we fight. United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you?
It doesn't take a scientist to cure hunger or a fancy economist to create safe housing. It takes imagination, creativity, sweat equity. And I think of kids going to school hungry. Hunger, homelessness. In this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
Weeknights, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed.
But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal weather. We've got the latest news headlines.
Freezing temperatures have set in all the way down in Louisiana.
One man dead after flooding in Venice, Italy.
Up to the minute weather conditions.
Cold temperatures are the story this morning.
And of course, lots of fun.
It is not
what
funny.
What on earth is happening there?
I feel sorry for the little guy.
I've got my socks on. Annie with her curly hair, which is actually never curly. Join us Friday mornings at 8 on Facebook Live.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Vincent Martirano with sports. Here on campus, women's tennis is on fire. Let's crunch out those numbers and see where they stand. How does perfect sound? 3-0 in MAC play, 12-2 overall on the year after knocking off Western Michigan this weekend. Ball State feeling confident and for good reason. Those 12 wins I mentioned, all in a row. How about that for a hot streak? The Cardinals continuing the fight on Friday, trying to extend the win streak to lucky number 13. That match at home against Bowling Green is at 1 o'clock. Unbeaten teams, Gonzaga coming into the tournament without a loss to their record. Oklahoma looking to do just that, add an L to their resume. The Gonzaga Bulldogs, the Oklahoma Sooners, revved up and ready to go. 2 minutes in, Austin Reeves driving to the cup, goes up for the and one. Reeves attacking again, finds contact with the bucket. Reeves starting out hot, now the Bulldogs turn. Suggs finding open space, steps back, ka-ching! Corey Kispert off the screen, trifecta, timeout Sooners. Second half, Suggs flips it up, man down. Suggs again crossing, attacking, draws contact with the circus shot. Oklahoma putting up a good fight, but it was no match for the dominant Bulldogs. Final score 87-71, Gonzaga moving on to the Sweet 16, looking to continue on with its unbeaten season. The number 2 Iowa matching up with the number 7 Oregon, the number 1 player in the country, Luka Garza, looking to push the Hawkeyes past the Ducks in the round of 32. But let me tell you, upset alert. The Hawkeyes ready to tip off with the Ducks. Shot goes up, Garza rips it, back up, and one. Back inside to Garza, up with more contact. Garza in the post, mid-range. Oh yeah, starting out hot for the Hawkeyes. The Ducks quacking back. Ball to Duarte, to the corner. Ball movement, 3-ball money. LJ Figueroa staying hot back in the corner, another 3. LJ again, this time from the parking lot, ba-bang, and he is loving it. Off the turnover, Oregon says, you bring the peanut butter, how about the jam? The Ducks giving them a mouthful, winning 95-80. Finally tonight on NewsLink Indiana, an update on something you may or may not be following depending on the status of your bracket. If you're anything like me, you're staying alive. Let's take a look at some of the games that just wrapped up in and around the NCAA in the round of 32. Creighton against Ohio. Creighton taking the dub 72-58. They move on to face Gonzaga in the Sweet 16. How about Michigan LSU? I was just told that final score sitting at 86-78. Wolverines taking the lead by the skin of their teeth. Then UCLA facing Abilene Christian. It was a blowout, 67-47, that final score. And finally, Maryland and Alabama tipping off as we speak. And later we'll have updates as they develop right here on NewsLink Indiana. And over here at NewsLink, we've got a bracket challenge. Let's take a look at how our staff is doing. In the top spot, sports director Shaken Blake Dollier. Second place, our managing editor, Brittany Dobbins. Tyler Brummett, our news director, sitting at third. And Logan Salzbrenner and Darius Black rounding off the 4th and 5th spots. Now, guys, I know I'm not in that top 5 range, but I swear I'm having a comeback. Just keep watching Baylor.
Yeah, you know what, though? I hope you don't have too big of a comeback because you know what? Shaken Blake Dollier, you're going down. Benny, thank you so much. Absolutely. And you know what? I'm just going to say it. Boom goes the dynamite. We'll be back right after this.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Never gonna let you go. Never gonna let
Thank you.
Just like the rules to surviving Zombieland, there are steps you can take to be prepared for an emergency.
It's the right thing to do.
Talk with your family to make a plan. Look for safe areas to meet up if separated. And stock up on supplies. It's never too early to get prepared. So start now.
Right now? Right now.
You can't predict emergencies, but you can be ready.
You're welcome, America.
Visit ready.gov today to learn more.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Before we get to the story here, an update on our bracket challenge. Brittany Dobbins now in 5th place. She's not happy about it. We'll talk more March Madness later, but hey, Catherine, it's my favorite day of the year. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I actually do know exactly what you're talking about.
Well, all I'm going to say is roll it.
Later, he gets the rebound, passes it to the man, shoots it, and boom goes the dynamite.
16 years ago today, how about that? Brian Collins uttering that famous phrase right here on NewsLink Indiana. So the backstory that you might not know about. So that night, Collins, he was filling in for a sports anchor who called in sick. It was his first time at the desk, but the person running his teleprompter was also new. That person got lost. His paper scripts were out of order, and well, the best 4 words in television were born. I love it. You love it. We all love it.
I mean, it's remarkable that it's history.
Yeah.
Everyone knows about it, but I feel so bad for him.
Yeah.
That everything was going wrong.
Yeah, I feel bad for him too. Natasha, one final check of that forecast.
Yes, we're going to see those temperatures in the 60s for the end of the week. Lots of rain in the forecast, and those temperatures are going to drop into the 50s by the weekend.
All right, the mic drop. Boom goes the dynamite. Good night, everyone.